is trading at $2.48. Trips decides the link price for end of year.
210. 42.70. 0. 100 Satoshi. 1023.92. 1125. $5.88. 1/3 USD.
Another day, another dollar.
Checked and witnessed. Holy shit, I'm a billionaire. What was that? 1K is fun. We're all gonna make it. Put me in the screen cap. Put me in the screen cap. Put me in the screen cap.
Those are not trips. $1.58.
This isn't trips, it doesn't count. Link 50 cents end of year.
So it is written. So it shall be done. Witnessed. Confirmed. Do you need any more proof?
Put your fucking hands up!
Damn, son.
We are all going to make it. I repeat, we are all going to make it. We will turn clown world around.
All right, guys, just following up with the Masterclass giveaway. You only have a few more days left before the end of the month. I believe there's only 6 days left in the month, and I normally only post on Monday through Friday for the videos. That means that there's really only 5 days left for you to get your entry into the free Masterclass. Again, it's a $500 value that I'm giving away completely free just for smashing that likes, hitting that subscribe button, and commenting below. Make sure you guys get those and learn how to profit in any market condition with my free Masterclass. So thanks for guys for supporting my channel. Let's go ahead and dive into the charts. Alright guys, it is Blockchain, aka Corey, coming at you with another Bitcoin technical analysis update. For those of you who are new to my channel, I am primarily an Elliott wave trader, so make sure you guys jump over to the website, hit my little get in touch button. I'll actually give you my #1 trading strategy that is consistently it's free trading strategy that is consistent, profitable, and it is reliable as well. And then of course we have the exclusive Discord. We're actually running a 25-day trial for just $14 right, or 14-day trial for $25. Sorry, I got those mixed up. We actually have exclusive access to signals, over 1,000 active traders, many of those full-time professionals such as myself. So you actually get inside access to their trade setups, their technical analysis, their charts, feedback, education, you name it, it's in there. So huge value in there. And then as well as my masterclass for the 6 components right here, as well as a psychology bonus. So it's actually a $597 value. This is the one that I'm actually giving away completely free this month. So make sure you guys subscribe, smash the like, and comment below for your free entry into the drawing for the masterclass at the end of the month. And then if you're also interested in mastering Elliott Wave, which has been my missing link as we've gone through and done technical analysis over the years, you can absolutely do so here as well from the crypto hippo himself. So make sure you guys check that stuff out. Cool. So let's go ahead and dive into the charts. Obviously, we have quite a bit to talk about and to cover here in regards to where we last left off. So didn't do anything over the weekend, but if you look at where we were looking for on a couple different aspects, the last chart that we had and left off from, let me get those off since it was an older count, was right up here. And we're looking for a cap of 58 as our first stop, with potential to get up to 62 if we got something overextended. Now, if we go out to the higher time frame, what I would like to highlight with this drop right here is that if you look at the RSI, if you look at how much it's actually reset, same thing with the CB index, and this is on the 4 hour. This is actually, I thought I saw that this was actually Bitcoin's largest candle in history right here. So I mean, let's measure this move real quick because this thing is intense. So even to here, I mean, that's a 12% move. Swing up, it's a 15% buy up from low to high right there. So quite impressive, just in regards to the amount that it can actually move over the course of a day, or even a course of an hour. So, but looking at the 4 hour, you can see a lot of these indicators have actually gone down and completely reset, and with a nice quick buy up right there. But from our last TA that we're looking at 56 to 58 right here within this range. We definitely got it. Let's go back to the 1 hour. You can see that we went up to 58.4, and that was a nice little sweet spot where it did hit our R3 and found its resistance. And what I'm looking at right now in regards to the move down, this right here was kind of our indication where I would see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Let's start with the 5-way down. And what we also could be looking at with this being it starts with 5, it's got to end with 5, is possibly something with a truncated 5th, since I see this as a extended 3rd wave right here. Let's go and let me take these off and pull a fib trend. Boom, boom, boom. So you can see that we had the overextended 3rd, so oftentimes we will get a truncated 5th. So I would be looking for a potential 5 wave, one more leg down. But let's go to the 15-minute, because what we have here, this comes across impulsive, and so does this, right? And we could be looking at just an ABC correction, and right here is we are 1, 2, going out for a 3rd, 4th, and our 5th. So I'm going to take this off, get the confusing piece out of here. All right, let's go back to the 15. All right, there we go. So looking at the pivots, you can see that we're right here on top of the pivot point of 53,164. And that's where we normally would see a stronger reaction, but being we haven't seen a strong reaction quite yet, usually it does have indication to go further south. But normally at times it's not going to go as deep as the 3rd. And I'm also going to put a trend line on this guy as well. Don't really have a trend line on the downside because obviously it just steepens as it goes down, right? So with the point of where we're at the moment, it would be, if we don't get a reaction to come up and break this trend line, I would be looking for continuation, where we could potentially come back down and retest the $49,000 range. So let's put a little price label on here. Okay. It's always interesting with these major wicks, just in regards to how to exactly play them in regards to the fib extensions. So simply, if we start with this one here, it does match to have an ABC hitting the 786, and what I've been seeing is a lot of the corrective moves have been hitting 786 a lot on Bitcoin here. So I am looking really leaning more towards further continuation to the downside in regards to this little reaction right here. Now, if we do break this trend line, I'll have to reevaluate my count in regards to potentially getting back up to the upside. But it's pretty simple right here. It's on this 15-minute. Sometimes we just want it to play out and see what the wave structures tell us. If we go into a 5-minute here, I'm actually going to go to a 2. In regards to where this does come across as a 5-wave move down there on the 15-minute. So if this is the start of something, we'll have a couple zones in between where we can look at. So I'd look at the 1.618 as well as the 2.236 and see what kind of reactions we get, because with it being a third wave, if we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, that would be our 50K and potentially our 49. So a lot of times with a truncated fifth, again, we won't hit the same extension as the third. That's if we get another leg down here, but not seeing a very quick buy up here on the pivot point. And you can see that here on the 15-minute even, that we have our fast and our slow EMAs just crossed bearish. We have the RSI that just broke into the bearish control zone. Not seeing a strong reaction from it. CB index, same thing. We just had our cross on it as well. So I'm leaning towards a little bit more continuation to the downside. Even though we had this huge quick buy up, the 49K still will probably hold, in my opinion. But I think we're going to get one more little test down before we get back to. Before we try to break this trend line again. I think we're going to retest this same level. So you can see, right here is also, if we do the extended line, right in here, now that puts us right at that 51.6 roughly, as right back here we had this established as a resistance and support. Same thing with, we had this little buy up test right here where we tested it as well. So leaning more towards another little dip down in regards to testing that one more time. So let's take a quick look at ETH. All right, ETH. Yes. Let's see here. Oh, I want to do that. Let's try that again. All right, yeah, so ETH, I was actually looking for another leg up in regards to, we hit the 1.618, which is exactly what we were looking for at 2053. And this move right here was our indication that we were going downside for continuations. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it starts with 5, it's got to end with 5. ETH on the same thing does look like this was a third wave. And it may not have gotten overextended based upon that first drop for ETH. A little bit overextended, but still looks to be coming up again with a 3-wave move. In my opinion, is a zigzag in this correcting for a 535. Again, kind of sitting right here on this pivot. We might, get one more little kick up, but I would look again towards, ETH potentially can come back down to 1485. at the 2.236. And that's if we have this as our 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So quite a drastic drop on ETH. So what does that mean for this prior account? So being that one is now off the table, since we had this can still hold as an extended C pocket for an ABC zigzag as well. But with where we are at the moment, without the strong reaction right here on the pivot, it does look like it does want to have continuation down. And I would look for a retest of here of the 1.618 of basically 1600 to 1487. So a lot of times after these huge drops or huge moves up, we kind of have to wait for the pivot to, I guess not necessarily the pivot, but wait for the chart to print out a little bit of a pattern and see what the waves are telling us, just in regards to just forming a little bit more of a formation here. Go back up to the 1 hour. But you can see it's the same thing with Bitcoin. You can see this bearish divergence right here on the CB index. Again, where we have a higher high and a lower high right here. That's what we're looking at. So not looking the healthiest and the strongest. We did actually get a fresh cross up on the 1 hour. So I think on the 1 hour, we may still continue to beat our head against this pivot point right here. But if we don't break through it and establish it as support, I would look for continuation to the downside. And the first stop between the 1626 to that 1600 mark right in here. All right, and DOT. Let's take a quick look at some DOT. DOT played out quite beautifully. Didn't quite go up as high as I was looking for, but it got very, very close to it. So that first stop I was looking for was at 43. We got 42.2. And I was looking at the high end of that $45 mark. Sorry, $48 mark roughly right in here. But that 43 played out perfect. This is looking more ABC corrective to me versus the Bitcoin and ETH. Came back down, retested this pivot quite nicely, got a nice strong buy up, but not nearly as much as a move that we had here on Bitcoin. Let's try that one more time. So, I mean, still 18% move to come back down, but not, didn't hold the lows in regards to, we're still back up to almost our prior range of where we were right underneath the R1 on DOT here. The one thing that I don't like is, again, we have the bearish divergence playing, not necessarily playing out, but forming at the moment. That's not yet confirmed. We are getting back up to the top of the volume channel. Now we still can establish the fast EMA as support and ride it up and create new highs, but we got to get over, come on. Trying to get that off. There we go. We got to get over the $40 mark and hold it as support, or I would look for another connecting leg to the downside. So with this type of move, normally we'll see more of a corrective nature here in the middle, and then have another correction back to the downside, and maybe not immediate, but let it play out a little bit, and we'll have another connecting leg, basically. And this same goes for Bitcoin and ETH too, where we'd have this as really an AB and a C, where we'd have another leg to that same degree before ultimately taking off again. So, but a nice count, clean count, get up to that 5-wave move. If we scroll out a little bit, yep, put out quite nicely for that extended 5th wave that we were looking for as we followed this count up for that 5 waves. And again, now it looks kind of like we're just going to be going into a corrective pattern that I was looking for on DOT here. Take a quick look at Doge. We did break that trend line, however we didn't get follow through. But what's also interesting here on Doge is we didn't get the dump that we got in a lot of the other coins. You know, it held its ground for the most part and just is, you know, just kind of ranging. You know, this looks more of an ABC pattern for, again, a corrective nature. Not seeing a lot of, you know, buy interest at anything at the moment. Looks like we are about to get across to the downside. So might look for a little bit more test to the downside, potentially right here at the 0.043 to establish this support and resistance back here. Retest that and see where we go from there. So let's put a little tag right there and potentially down to 0.039. Cool. All right, and last, actually, let's take a quick look at Dash real quick. And this will be my last one today. Let's see, Dash, we were sitting here at the 1.618. Honestly, I was looking for continuation as we did break it. I was looking to get up to, you know, $400 to $500. But it looks like this would be more of an expanded B pocket, and this is the C down. So what I mean by that is if we take our fib retracement, you can see we hit the 1.236, establish that as resistance, and like same thing, 1, 2, 3, it's like coming back up for the 4, and we'll look for, you know, another leg down, but we need to hold that 252, or, you know, we'll wick through it to get that other leg down and potentially get a buy up. You know, something along this lines, have that truncated fifth. So that's what I'll be looking for. It does look like it does want some continuation to the downside again, but I don't see it as super drastic. But with a huge dump like this, sometimes we gotta let the wave structure play out a little bit. Not necessarily interested in jumping in anything right now at the moment, with where we are. Kind of, again, wanted to see it play out, and we're gonna go from there. So cool, guys, that's what I got. Hopefully catch you guys in the Discord, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another update. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like, and comment below for your free entry into the class.